Hi YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's very different video on YouTube. Today is going to be another book review, and I'm going to be taking a look at the book that I've actually had for a very long time. In fact, I actually had it up at Northfield for a very long time ago. You might have seen this book here. It's been like a long time. I've actually never covered this book, and this book is literally all about the monster book of manga. Now, if you don't know what manga is, it's basically Japanese comics. Just to simplify that, and it's by Collins, isn't it? Though, which is it's actually done by the same people who actually did that bird book. I think it was that bird watching book that I did there. It was called The Collins Guide to British Birds, and it cost about £16 or £15.99. It looks very well loved and creased. And there's the blurb. I could pretty much, read this. It says, the popularity of manga continues to grow with more and more people inspired to learn to draw in this exciting style. The monster book of manga, fairies and magical creatures is divided into 8 sections focusing on the most popular magical characters, angels, fairies. Let's start over here. What is that? Shrubs. What's that? What's a shrub? I nearly just swore though. Sorry about that. Elves, nymphs, and also the most sinister, what's it called again? Denizens of darkness, such as gnomes, trolls, dwarves, orcs, and dragons. Yes, that looks pretty impressive. Man, if I drew a picture of dragons, mind you, that would be fairly amazing. Each illustration is broken down into 6 stages, taking the artist from the initial black and white sketches, step by step, to the final colour artwork. There are many practical suggestions, hints, and tips throughout, as well as useful sections on anatomy, lighting, and digital studio. So it's actually quite a very impressive book if you want to know about drawing little manga pictures. I think this book here, it used to be a library book, that one, and unfortunately it looks well loved and creased. I don't know if I actually got this book from the library, of course. There you go, it's actually there. It's actually been there for a long time. It used to be, sitting on the Library of Birmingham, and it's actually one of the oldest books that I've actually got from the actual library itself, and no longer I can borrow books there anymore though, as sad as it sounds. And how come did I not actually return this book for a very long time? Well, there you can see I did not return this. The last return, I actually was going to return it on the 10th of November 2014, but, well, I think this book would have been someone else's, so that would have been someone else's book. Part of me is thinking, where did I actually get this book? Well, it's from the Library of Birmingham, but unfortunately, this book, well, as sad as it sounds, I'm really sorry I did not return this. Edited by Ikari Studio. It's actually quite a very intriguing little book because it's all about manga. Well, as I'm going to flip through the pages in this book, well, I don't know if I should jump cut this because, there's actually quite a lot of books. It's put in China, which is a little bit unsurprising because, everything's made in China these days, which is, just pumps up the frickin' economy, doesn't it? But yes, this is basically it. As you can definitely tell, it's a book that talks about manga and stuff. It's got a lot of Japanese aesthetics, as you can definitely tell. It's giving me, to me, it actually gives me a lot much more in the way of Zelda vibes, because it actually has, figures that kind of reminds me of the Legend of Zelda games, which is something I remember. Does anyone know, anything about how to draw manga / anime? This is actually quite very interesting. It actually gives me Studio Ghibli vibes, Legend of Zelda vibes. And there's the introduction here, but I don't want to read the whole of it though, because it's going to give me eons of blabbering though. I'll probably let you guys read that because it's pretty much very well worthy stuff. I don't want to be too professionalistic if I want to try and read anything about it though, and just let other people, talk about whatever the hell am I going to be doing though. Okay, and here's the other page. That looks fairly nice. That looks very, very great indeed. There you go. That looks very, very nice. Who's that? Is that Princess Zelda? I've got no idea what the hell that is. That looks like Princess Zelda. That looks kind of interesting, but I can't see the pointy ears. I mean, that actually is kind of, sort of, very weird. I don't know what to really say. And there it is. That's what this book looks like. It's a very intriguing looking little book, though, if you can think about it. And it actually goes ahead and talks about, you know, once again, here's the little diagram here if you want to know about anime / manga, of course. Now, if you're going to be, you know, drawing characters like this, all you're going to need is the techniques of, well, just drawing simple shapes, you know. Well, the nicest thing about, you know, drawing pictures is that you can just draw on what this character is emphasizing on, and also it's kind of, yeah, I can tell what the guys say. Drawing humans can be quite devastatingly difficult to draw, because of how intricate and convoluting sometimes, especially for novelist, novice type people. Though, sorry, I'm just getting words which are very difficult to, you know, contemplate with. So yes, we've got this. That's an amazing. How would you say it? It's a very nice looking design. As you can definitely tell, it's a very good looking design. It basically has some very impressive assets. I should have just added a warning though. Sorry, I've just included some, well, maybe it's best not to include a bit of nasties like that, but hey, this is just how the characters have been rendered like that. Okay, that looks very, very nice. They've got like little attributes like that. Okay, they give you like little circles and hints on how you can draw the characters like that. And they've also got little anatomical writings and lines on how to, you know, do stuff. And let me just flip through the pages. And this is actually amazing. So this is more in the way of digital art rather than like traditional. And as you can definitely tell, it looks kind of interesting, isn't it? So the way these characters have been drawn are particularly quite intriguing to look at. They're also stunning, and they're also very nicely rendered. I mean, thank goodness for that. They're actually done in a very lavishly detailed way. Now, it's kind of interesting. I've got a bit of a very weird question there. Like, as I'm flicking through the pages of this very intriguing little anime / manga looking book, and as funny as it sounds, it really has taken the world by storm, isn't it? It really is. And once again, it also has got, like, you know, different aesthetics though, which is interesting to know about it though, guys, eh? You know, you can definitely, I'm just going to flick all the pages though. You know, it's interesting that how complex they are. I could just take them for granted. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at the grand and grandiose looking pictures like that there. I don't want to, you know, sound all grotesque and whatnot though, eh? It's just a fantastic looking book. If you want to go ahead and do a bit of, you know, anime / manga stuff though. In fact, there's actually quite a lot of books which are popular and trendy these days, and you know, these books are very, well, they're pretty fun for the kids. They're also quite fun for like people who are into like anime and stuff. Well, mainly like teenagers and adults, because I don't think kids would probably know what anime is. They may know Pokemon, but they just don't know the obvious significant parts about Pokemon. They just know about the games and stuff, and they just know the show, and they just think, you know, oh look, it's just Pokemon, but it's just more than that, you know. It's just an anime, it's just a video game franchise, it's just it. You know, maybe one day kids should know about Japan as well too though, just as I do. In fact, I've already done it for a very long lifetime, and as I'm just flicking through the pages of this very wondrous and very highly reputable and very elaborate and very well done, sort of pristine looking book. As you can definitely tell, it's a very unique and very interesting looking book, of course. Some of my throat's a little bit croaky though, because, you know, I don't know why I'm sounding a bit gruff though, but hey, I don't have to! Yay, so with that being said, it actually is kind of the way in how you know, sketch characters, and that's how it's all been done and whatnot. It looks quite nice. It looks actually quite a very particular looking book. You know, we've got some very intriguing looking designs. That's weird. Why do you have to draw the character to look like as if he or she was nudie? And I'm just going to flick through all the pages though, because I don't want to waste time so much though, because I'm just there for you guys just to show you what the illustrations are like. And if I'm very clever enough, I can get these illustrations to be seen in a very close nearby view without looking too ostentatious. And really, you know, the meaning of these books is that, you know, there's actually quite a lot of these books, you know, when you go into like, you know, not just libraries, but you can also go into like Comic-Con stores or convention type stores, and blimey, they were fantastic. In fact, you know, you can go to convention stores and you can basically, you know, have a bit of a flick through around and see what books really interest you. It's not just the characters, but you can also render the backgrounds too, so that you can make them look like as if they were Studio Ghibli or something else. They're actually really, really great. In fact, I actually had another book before I actually had that at, I think it was at my local college, being Pink College, and guess what? They've actually got an amazing book. The other book I actually had was, before I made this video, I think I actually, unfortunately, I don't have it with me. Now, has anyone seen Nausicaa Valley of the Wind? It's an excellent film though. Great Studio Ghibli film. Sorry, the visibility is very relatively poor though, because it's quite a bit dark and a bit gloomy. Let me just turn on my table lamp. How underwhelming would that be if I had my table lamp on? Looks like I'll be in a frickin' sunbed by the next of it though, but hey. Here is the background. You can draw like pictures of sky blocks. Looks like something out of AI imagery. You know, when AI just generates images and stuff, you know what I mean? You know, it's kind of like how artificial intelligence designs their own images. How interesting is that? There you go. Here comes the next sketch. Stage? I meant to say stage, not sketch. God damn it. Why do I have to keep on just, you know... Why am I so dyslexic today? Am I just going to abandon this review or what? No, I'm not going to. Okay, without getting too angry though, I don't want to go ahead and abandon the whole video though. I just need to continue being, you know, literally all by myself, you know. I just want to continue my enthusiasm, or else I'll die. Right. I don't want to sound like I'm, you know... I don't want to swear though, but I don't want to sound like I'm just too evil and whatnot though, eh? And the very generous, well-known people know that. Anyways, let me just go ahead and continue reading before I start getting angry. And like in Google, I should always have to remain googly. This book is interesting because what's very nice about this book is that, once again, as I said earlier on, just to be very, very, well, normal in the way that I'm going to speak videos and whatnot though, is that the book overall is very much designed in a way and like all the other how to draw type books. These books are very elaborate, they're very amazing, they're actually, well, not just amazing, but they've also got some very fantastic and very, well, very salubrious visuals, if that's the right or wrong word to say it though. And of course, yes, if I just flip through the pages, there is actually quite a lot much more in the way of various how to draw anime / manga characters and books and stuff. For some reason, the characters are giving me a little bit like, maybe like a touch of, well, I was thinking Sailor Moon. Has anyone seen Sailor Moon though? That's a very popular anime franchise in the 90s. I've seen that, but I've never got into touch of Sailor Moon. I'm very sorry, but I'm really sorry I don't get into that much of in the way of Sailor Moon though, but I heard it's very popular. Anyways, there's another character which looks like that. That looks very impressive. It looks like something out of Rumiko Takahashi's manga series, doesn't it? Anyways, I'm just going to flip through all the pages. They're very, very great. They're very lavishly detailed. They're very rich. They're very fertile, and you know, they're very, very intrinsically detailed. So I'm just getting a bit of a tongue twister of words here because you know, there's some very impressive. Oh my God! You see that? That character there, that's creepy as hell. You see that face? If I show it to you, that face there. Oh my God! This thing looks absolutely creepy and uncanny. Look at that thing, it's gonna haunt ya. Oh no. Now that's not the way it is, you know what I mean? Because, geez, that character looks very relatively creepy, that angel. That's, oh my God, look at that. It's like Angel's Egg that has gone totally wrong. Has anyone watched the film Angel's Egg? That's like an underrated short film created by famous film director Mamoru Oshii, the person behind Ghost in the Shell and the first two Urusei Yatsura films. I love these two films though. Only You and Beautiful Dreamer go ahead and take a look. They're absolutely amazing films to look at there. There's the God of Goodness. Looks like Gandalf has gone totally wrong though. Oh wait. Oh yes, that does look like Gandalf. But it looks like he's in a science fiction body, science fictional sort of realm though. It does look like he's got like a fictitious body though, if that's a real word. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the Enchanted Garden now, which I believe that character there looks a little bit like something out of Zelda. That's quite weird. But look at this. Guess what, guys? Look at this, Zelda fans. Look at that. It looks like something out of The Legend of Zelda, isn't it? I mean, look at that design. That looks very reminiscent of that of the Legend of Zelda video game franchise, particularly with Ocarina of Time. I think that looks very similar to Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. It looks like one of these elves from The Legend of Zelda. That looks like Link. Or it looks like a female Link, isn't it, when she's a child? How funny is that, eh? And there's also other characters, and it's actually giving me like, look at that, that looks very Studio Ghibli-like. That looks very nice. That's very intriguing. Maybe I should take this to college and see how it's like. Oh, look at the bird. That bird looks very, very cute. That looks very, very nice. In fact, to me, I think this book is actually more in the way of digital art than traditional art. Oh, look at that. That's Pixie. It reminds me of... I'm not going to say Pixie Hollow because that ain't, you know... What the hell? That looks like... It looks like as if Tinkerbell has lost her wing power. That's freaking weird. And she's eating a strawberry. That's kind of interesting, isn't it, though? But, you know, as the, you know, what's even more important is that you can draw on the, oops, I better cover that, though, because I don't want to show, like, nudie bits on my YouTube channel, though. And I do know that some of these drawings contain, like, very amazing curvaceous lines, which unfortunately can be a bit ostentatious and a bit too sexy. See, I can say the word sex on YouTube. Please don't demonetize it. And, oh my goodness. Just look how amazingly detailed these books are. You can see how much variation on the books are, and then as you flip through the pages, you get into much more complex and detailed looking drawings, digital drawings, and then they start to become relatively hard. It reminds me so much of Procreate. It looks like something way before Procreate. You know, before we had Procreate, we had Microsoft Paint and Photoshop. Photoshop was another raster graphics editor that I seem to, you know, remember, of course. That looks very nice. There's the other one here too. That's the Swan Lady. How cool is that? Here we go. That looks very, very nice. That's the fairy, of course. Hey, that looks great. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's not take a look at something which is a bit nudie, because I do know that, well, the reason why it's being done like that, because, well, it's there to, you know, I don't know what to really say though. I try not to get really offended though, but the point is, I'm really trying to say is that, you know, well, of course, yes, I know it's a bit overly sensitive to use like water. Oh, there's a water nymph here. Oh, okay, so with nudie bits, yeah, they actually fill the gap and fill the form of various characters. If you want to, you know, go ahead and, how would you say it? Use them as like little bases, as part of your characters, as if you're going to be doing like a little anime thing or a manga thing. That's quite a very impressive looking thing to do so in these books. In general, these books are very nicely, well, what can you say? They're very detailed, as I said before. But what's interesting about these books, they're more in the way of digital art, rather than, let's just say, traditional art, although you can probably use that as part of your advantage. And they're just, what the hell? That looks like, oh, sorry, there's a bit of traffic, eh? What the hell is going on? What the hell? Shut up! Shut the hell up! I'm trying to make a video here. Okay, I'm just, sorry, I'm just... Shut up! I'm trying to make a video here! What am I doing here? Anyways, so with that being said, we've got some, I try not to swear here, eh? So we've got a whole bunch of mushrooms there that look quite a bit, you know, Oh my god, that looks it looks like something out of a video game franchise. I don't know, it looks, yeah, it looks very anime-like, seeing these mushrooms there, and then we're going into, much more detail. Oh my god, is that Groot? Oh my freaking god, that looks like Groot. I can't do Groot's impression because I'm just too lazy. You know, I'm not really the biggest, Marvel type fan though. I'm really sorry about that, you know. Yeah. But anyways, so with that being said, we've got a whole bunch of different anime related stuff there. Looks like someone out of the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs film there. I heard there's a remake. Oh my god. Why are Disney making remakes? Okay, maybe it's best if we just stop talking about it though, because, you know, I don't want to get too cranky and a bit angry though. Just like that troll here. Look at that. Look how it almost looks very Studio Ghibli like. It almost makes me think of like other detailed anime films that have been fairly amazing. Oh my goodness me, eh? Oh yes, you know, Ghost in the Shell is a great film though. That's a great film. And oh yes, another thing about Mamoru Oshii, you know, the Pat Labor films are also amazing. They were actually very good though. I've actually watched both of the Pat Labor films, and I think number 1, number 2. I haven't seen the third one, but I heard they are very, very good though in general. Oh, there you go. These drawings are actually, as I said before, they're actually more like super hyper realistic. It looks like something out of World of Warcraft. When you see that, there's a little rat or mouse, if you can perceive it that way. It looks like something out of World of Warcraft, and yeah, these pictures, they're actually very well, lavishly detailed. There's a bit of nudiness, sorry about that. But yet again, oh my goodness, there's some background. You know, one thing about these books, they do contain like, how would you say it, backgrounds as well too, to contemplate. And to also, how do you say it there? They're also used as a way of guiding on how to make elaborate. I mean, look at this. Look at that. This is actually kind of reminding me of how, you know, looks like something out of the Pokemon games, or even in this case, the Studio Ghibli films. That is what it's actually, you know, reminding me of it. So it's ringing a bell. You know, it actually is ringing a bell. Oh my goodness me! Look at this, guys. Oh man, this is fantastic. Look how anime is gradually evolving bigger and bigger and bigger. Mind you, this is actually amazing. Oh my god. This is why anime is actually getting really, really, really hot and really trendy. To this date, still commands this following a date. I mean, that's the most amazing thing about these books, is that they're very highly detailed. They're highly prestigiously, and mind you, I've already seen much more expensive manga drawing books. I've seen how-to tutorials and stuff. In fact, it's actually been very widespread and very popular, you know, alongside with the furry fandom. Who remembers? I've seen, you know, I went to that anime con thing in Birmingham, and I think it was the Eggbaston Cricket Ground. I haven't been to the one at the NEC, but I heard it's really, really, really fantastic here. But therefore, yet again, I actually still enjoy the Eggbaston Cricket Ground convention type thing. I still really enjoy it. Oh man, that looks like, these guys kind of remind me of the Caliban creature from the Tempest. That looks like something out of William Shakespeare's stories, doesn't it? Though, I mean, that's so fantastic. There's a lot. Oh wow, look at this thing. Look at this behemoth of a god. This god looks so tall. I mean, just look how majestic this is. You know, the more complex digital pieces of art tend to have loads and loads of detail involved, which is, you know, something. But, you know, it also represents of how much laborious process, you know. I can tell you what this guy said, it's so amazing with detail, you know. That's something I've actually realised with anime, you know. It tends to use, like, you know, there is actually quite a lot of differences. Oh, look at this guy, say there's a wolf. There is a wolf. There's a guy dressed up as a wise old man with a bit of a wolf mask. That looks very wolf-like. Picture would that get the furries talking or not? Because, you know, that's not even a freaking furry. Mind you, if I was a furry, I would like to, you know, furries don't have to, you know, dress myself. You don't have to really dress your own. You don't have to create your own persona fursuit. I mean, that's okay. You know, I'm surprised at that. There's so many different bits of imagery and stuff, you know, as I can flick around pages after pages after pages and stuff. Now, that is totally fantastic. Now, oh my goodness, is that... What the hell? Oh, yes! Oh my goodness me, guys, whenever I see pictures of wolves in anime and manga, oh my goodness, that makes me think of the furry fandom. That's amazing, and there you go. There's another bit of background. It looks like something out of Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. That castle kind of remind me of Castle in the Sky. You know, when I think about it. Some of these backgrounds kind of remind me of, like, you know, My Neighbor Totoro and Spirit of the Wind. There's actually quite a lot of different things. That's a very hyper-realistic looking horse. Or pony, if we're going to call it that. That's a very impressive looking unicorn. That's very cool. And this is probably one of my favourites, so, yes. That's a very nice looking picture, eh? You know, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Once again, using, you know, draw some very simple shapes like that. You have to draw like a simple shaped net for that person. You know, it often helps to contemplate on drawing, you know, characters and creatures and blah blah. Noticing of how amazingly awesome, oh my goodness. You know, you can just draw basic simple shapes and just start off with being rough, and then that'd be amazing. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. That's a freaking spider, eh? That's just ginormous. And there's, oh yes, I bet this is something that the furries would love. Dragons. Oh my goodness. Mind you, I should try and draw, you know, draw even more. I've made some models of dragons, but maybe I should try and animate dragons. Probably because, you know, it has another link to like furries and other fandoms and stuff. Phoenixes and hippogriffs. That actually kind of reminds me of Harry Potter. You know. Oh my goodness, by the looks of it, it actually does have like Harry Potter type. Oh my god, this drawing actually it's giving me like Harry Potter vibes. You know, the more realistic these drawings become, the more it doesn't seem to look like, you know, out of a cartoon. It doesn't look like something out of manga. It's kind of interesting of how anime/manga can take into the next step and become, you know, almost realistic. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a very freakish looking hellhound. Oh yes. That's amazing, eh? What is that meant to be a werewolf? Oh yeah. That's another drawing that would get the furries talking, baby, eh? You know, I feel like I want to become a furry. You know, the reason why I want to become a furry is probably because, you know, furries are quite social. They're sociable people and stuff. But, of course, yes, I don't want to... It's just as big as anime/manga. You know? It's very much as large, just as big as, you know, anime/manga, and even superheroes as well, though. You know, it's another big fandom that people are very much fond of. Oh my crikeys. This is amazing. This is the last page, and that's it. That's very amazing. I love the very impressive. But mind you, that would probably make, you know, the more complex drawings would actually make me pull my hair out there, because some of these unique and very frustrating drawings can be a bit, you know, difficult to render there. But nevertheless, that's the way it is, you know. And you know, but tell you what, guys, this is an amazing looking book. Maybe in another video I should try and show you this book here. Urusei Yatsura Volume 5. I might probably go back to the city centre and probably shop up for more and see if I can buy more of those, because these books are very impressive. I've seen a lot of, you know, this is actually becoming my new favourite anime franchise in general, because this anime dates back to the 80s. Not only that, but of course, yes, I have heard of people reading like Ranma and a Half, Ranma 1/2. I think that's another story, another fictitious story that is done by the famous Rumiko Takahashi. As obvious as sounds, she's done Inuyasha. Mind you, that's actually something I really, you know, get highly intrigued with. That's one of my favourite franchises of all time, though, Urusei Yatsura. I actually enjoy Japanese franchises like that, though. You know, that's the sort of stuff I happily contend with. You know, I've just got over from Pokemon and stuff. I'm not really the bigger type person who's into, like, you know, the much more realistic type people. You know, I'm actually like the much more super. Well, frick me. I just did a jump cut because I just heard a freaking knock on the door. But hey, I'm no expert, eh? Anyways, without saying like an old man, I just feel like, you know, I'm just gonna act gentle and, you know, be lenient at all times, eh? Yeah, I'll be probably saying like, I'm too tired to move because, you know, I'm literally getting my freedom away and my freedom's been taken away. I don't want to take the urge of it. That's all. Anyways, so there you go, that's this book done. So, hopefully, in another video's time, I might as well cover this book here. The O.C. Yatsura Volume 5 book, though. I might go ahead and show it to you, though, in another video, because I don't have that much time. And there's the little receipt that I've got tonight. I might talk about it in another video, because, you know, this video is getting bloody long. Anyways, without acting like a freaking sook. So, with that being said, if you really enjoyed this very strange anime/manga book that I've actually reviewed, please give this video a like, subscribe for more Flip videos in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now. And guess what? I don't have to basically run downstairs or run upstairs, you know. Maybe I could do it another day. Bye. Bye.